Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here with another bag of tat review. Right, this one is the Mega Drive edition. As you know, I bought a load of consoles at Blackpool Expo this year. I've already got a Mega Drive. It works perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with it. This one is filthy. This one does power up. This one, I don't know whether or not it actually displays. So it needs a damn good clean. If not, then we'll just stick it on eBay and flog it as parts, to be honest. But I'm not going to do a Mega Drive. I'm going to do a Mega Drive 1 and 2 together. But what I've actually noticed is this is really light. It has got the definite board in there, as you can see, and it does look perfectly legit. It's just very, very light. It's very light, the Mega Drive 2. So obviously they're stripped down quite a lot anyway, and then put it into this more compact. It's almost the same width, maybe a little bit wider, but the difference is all this part down here. There's no headphone sort of stuff, but that's just nothing. That's just a volume control of that. So what we need to do with these to start with is, I want a level playing field. I'm not going to faff around with all of these anyway. These need to strip down to the parts, get them all in the dishwasher, get the plastics cleaned, and then we'll go and see where we are from there. See whether or not these will actually work. The boards are different. I'm not going to stick boards in the dishwasher, that's obvious. It's the plastics only. I did actually get this one to light up as well anyway, so this does definitely power up. That definitely powers up. Whether or not the display or not, I don't know. And I have got a power cable, not the power cable, the RF cable for the Mega Drive 2, so I can actually display this one now, because I already have stuff for this as it is. This is a 10 volt adapter in there, which is fine. This is also a 10 volt, however, it's the same way we use now, where the center pin is positive, the outer is negative. It's reversed on this. This is what they used to do. The outer was positive and the inner was negative. So this is a case of bringing my reversing cable that I've got for a lot of other things I use anyway. It's not looking too well, to be honest. It kind of broke the other day, but I need to work on something a bit better than this anyway. So all being well, everything should be fine. I've actually got alternatives for that anyway, but they're not 12 volts, but I can work on, not 12 volts, they're not 10 volts, which is really awkward. It's 10, not 9, not 12, so it's enough waffling. Let's get these in the dishwasher and see if we can get these cleaner. Right, now that we've got the casing for the Mega Drives in the dishwasher, cleaning away, got the rest of the systems here. Mega Drive 1, Mega Drive 2. It's surprising how small the Mega Drive 2 actually is. There's not, I wouldn't say there's actually much different between them both. Look at the heat shields, well, the RF shields. I always call them heat shields for some reason. They are just RF shields. There's a hell of a lot of difference size-wise with these. But there's only 2-3 chips there. Anything I do underneath? Nothing. Ooh, hello, what's that from? Okay, probably just an extra part underneath there so you don't push too... Yeah, so these contacts don't touch the metal on the bottom. Probably better ideas than that. Maybe just putting plastic tape on the bottom. Big heat sink there. Yeah, there is a heat sink. Now this is just a lot... Ah, there's the original idea, just some foam padding which will fail over time anyway, which hasn't just yet. There's a big block of foam pad there. I mean, there is a heck of a big difference between both of these. So they weren't released, I don't think released too far apart from each other. They all do exactly the same. Get that for a massive. Wow. That's definitely not supposed to be there. Or it's just there's a fault on the board and that's to fix it. So we have the part on the front, the wire on the front there for the LED. LED is already hardwired into that anyway, so the case comes on top of it. Looks like caps seem fine for what I need this for anyway. I do want to keep the Mega Drive 2. Shame it wasn't actually the Mega Drive 2, as in the next evolution from it. It was just the Mega Drive 1 that they repackaged and slimmed down a lot. And even that way around, there's still... everything's just massive on the Mega Drive 1. You got that port for no reason, the RF modulator, completely replaced by just having the standard cable out. You have the cable coming with them anyway, so that's fine. Separate board on here for the power module. That's actually stuck onto the board there. Probably just not enough space on here for that. It was a bit weird. And the big heat sink. No faffing around with having a volume control in the front and a headphone socket. For me, that's just a stupid idea anyway. It's a games console. Plug it into your television if you want to listen to anything. Not at the front of this, unless there was ways. There was actually more high quality anyway. The same joystick interfaces on the front. I'm guessing they're probably the same. So what I need to do with this now is, I don't think that I'm going to be bothered too much about the Mega Drive 1. I'm sure it works, it just wants a damn good clean. I mean, there's like stuff like this, I could quite easily take off the shielding around there, clean it up, polish it up, but I don't really want to. I'm not really that fussed about it. I'll just stick this. This is going to be one thing that'll make me a little bit of money back into the garage anyway. There's not a donation, so I'm not really bothered about any implications of, oh, you're making money out of your videos, like Freegal used to. Blooming idiots. But what I'm going to do is make sure that my Mega Drive 2 is perfectly fine. Clean them both down, make sure they both work, get this one back together again. In fact, the Mega Drive 2 doesn't really need any cleaning at all. They said this was £5 each, or it works out as £4.50 or something like that, £4.60. Then it's kind of... there's a cat missing there. I'm going to give this a damn good clean, because this needs a good blowout, because there's so much gunk and crap in there. That's just filthy. Back's fine. I'll put this back together, the Mega Drive 1, and then we can keep the Mega Drive 2 in the garage and play on it. So it looks a lot more portable than the first edition, but there are going to be similarities. I know there will be both PAL versions, PC, I'm not sure if that's PAL number, ICBD, PCBD, M5 PAL V, A4, VA4, yeah. So let's get on with doing a bit of cleaning work. Nothing major, nothing over at top. We're going to just give it a bit of clean, isopropanol, and we'll get the cases back out and test whether or not these work properly or not. Now I've actually got proper cables and proper power supply for these. I've already got one for this anyway, because we know I've already got the Mega Drive 1 already. So again, we're cleaning, we'll get on with testing and see if things work. Right, enough of a clean down later. Bit of a blowout, bit of a brush, nothing over the top I want to do with this. It's going to sell as is, it's going to be gone. It's not part of the stuff I've got in here. I've already got mine. It's over there, up there. So, right, I'll test it. I've got a Competition Pro joystick, 3-button. I should really take that off of there, but power supply's in. This is the original power supply. I've got a proper 10-volt Sega one. Cable that goes out to the composite and Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You have to test with Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So power switch is there, just hold it in place. That is not the LED, if you can see there. Just put one in there anyway. The other one is attached into the case, which is actually behind me, so that's come out of the dishwasher and we'll put it together in a minute or two. So it just shows you that it's actually got power in there. So power on, lights on, and listen. Works fine. It's absolutely spot on. Sonic Team Presents. That's not had the mod, the NTSC mod. Just press start. Let's have a game. Yeah, I'm trying to. You can't actually see that there. Give me a second just to get this set up so you can see what I'm doing. I've had a problem with that controller. I think there's a fault with it, so I'll have to look into that one another day. Got put another one on, original Sega. Television's on, Spring Hill. I'll just tap that. Let's reboot again. Let's get you down and show you. No volume because I haven't turned it on. There's Sonic. I start, you can see me, and a waddly LED. Picture quality is absolutely shocking because the resolution's just been stretched. I can see why people do mods on these to try and get them HDMI, because this is absolutely, it's good at motion, it's just the graphics really aren't that good. Oh, it wasn't that, what was it? Sonic 2, where you could press down and accelerate. So yeah, that's spot on for me. That all works fine, tested fine. Let's get the Mega Drive 2 out. Now I know that the cable's different, cartridges are the same, the power supply is reversed and that won't fit in there anyway. It's slightly smaller. If that's a 2.5, it's a 2.1 you need. So let's get on with getting the Mega Drive 2 set up and see if it actually worked. I think we had a problem because we didn't have the cable for it, so I'll have to look at, see whether or not there is, if there is a problem with the AV out, then we've got an issue. But so far, everything seems fine with this one, and I'm going to put it back together and just get rid of it on eBay. Now, Mega Drive 2 rigged up. Same again, Sonic the Hedgehog, same controller. Different cable, it's a slightly smaller, dinnier sort of socket, and I've actually not got a 10 volt. I could use the 10 volt I've got from the original Mega Drive. However, I said before, this is the time when they changed the outer part of a... Let me show you, I've got my reverse cable somewhere, which I just dumped on the floor. Right, I basically plug this into the normal 9 volt, 12 volt, whatever power supply I have got, and basically I've got the wires swapped. So this part, this outer part is positive, the inner part is negative. On a standard socket, it's the other way around. So the inner part will be positive and the outer will be negative. So they just basically used to swap them round. In the olden days, they were the other way around. There were more area for your positive flow to go, but then they made it swap around the other way. That's why older stuff doesn't work with power supply. You just need to swap the positive and negative round. But this is the era where they swapped it round. The Mega Drive 2 needs a positive centre and a negative outer, whereas the Mega Drive 1 is the opposite way around. So that being fully explained, I've got a normal power supply on here. I need a cable to swap over for the right size because it's a 2.1 mil, I think it is, and I've got a 2.5, which is the original Mega Drive power supply. So I need a cable which will reduce and swap over. Dead easy to do. I might be able to get a little adapter for it anyway, so it might not be too difficult to do. But this is, it's my multi-adapter up there. It's 9 volts. This will work. I guarantee you this will work on 9 volts. I don't fully guarantee it's going to work forever on 9 volts, but 9 volts is better than running it on 12. So, power supply button in the bottom here, LED, on she comes. This is actually the first time ever I've tested this. There you go. So for another £5, we have Sonic the Hedgehog again. Absolutely, it actually looks better for some reason on the screen. Still without the... Oh no, it doesn't. It just looks as bad. I'm sure I can do something with this, as well as my gameplay. Needs a little bit of working on. See, I've said to people before that I really love collecting all these old consoles, and I've got absolute tons now. But it's the games that I wanted to play, and I'm not playing them. I always do that. But it's the games that I'm not playing. which I want to do. I want to get these old systems out. I want to get the Amiga out and start playing some games on the Amiga. The ST, the Fairchild. Even the Mega Drive. I've got the EverDrive for it, and why aren't I playing games on it? I'm just fixing them up for you guys, that's what I'm doing. So this works perfectly fine. Everything seems to work alright. I'm not going to do any sort of modding on these just yet. That can be done for another day. I know there's another fix for making it a little quicker from 50Hz to 60Hz, but power off first, Ralph. So out and out. But yeah, for another £5, that is a perfectly working Mega Drive 2. See, I'll show you the difference on connectors. If I can get that one down. Yeah. It's slightly different on the cables mounting there to what you see on the Mega Drive 1. You can even see the size difference as well. I mean, it's more like an S-Video version than that. They're having the 4, 6, 8, 9 connectors in there. So I'd say that's probably an S-Video quality to be able to get out of this, and that's just standard composite with a little cobweb inside, a bit of dust. But even with the composite on this one, it only does mono. So I've got a splitter for the audio, so I can put it on a TV. It looks the same sound out on either speaker, but that doesn't really matter to me. That's fine. I'm not having a full surround sound system to see what's where, but you can tell the difference on the cables. So you can't use Mega Drive 1 and Mega Drive 2. Just makes it nicely awkward, but nowadays it's as cheap as anything anyway to do it. It was a bad thing back in the day, I suppose, for some people, but for me now, it's perfectly fine. So let me get the cases dried, ready, and let's get the boards back into them and get them fully restored. Right, the plastic's out. There's only 2 pieces of plastic on the Mega Drive 2 anyway. The bottom's quite okay, the stickers are still intact. It's not a perfect case, I know it's not. But for a £5, it's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. Controller 1, Controller 2. That top's not going too bad, to be honest. I've got the heatsink, well, the RF shielding in my hand. Top, bottom, that goes on last anyway. Let's try and put this back together while trying to remember how it went back together again. No. That has to go there. That has to go there. No, it has to go there. There you go. Right, so like I say, it's not all. There's only side on here. There's nothing being used, so this could have been even smaller. Which is strange how they design things. It wasn't my decision, I'm sure. Right, so that will go in there. That'll go on top, then it will screw straight through, giving you more support so you're not going to completely kill this thing when you're bragging out the cartridge. There we go. That's just click back in place, that is. Lovely. See, there's nothing extra on the Mega Drive 2. They made it so simple. I mean, I've nicked that from the Mega Drive 1. I'm having that anyway, so I haven't got a Mega CD. If anybody's got one, please donate it to the channel. I'm never going to get it, am I? Never going to. So, on, done, sorted. But I need the shielding, and I need to screw some parts down anyway. So, just need to figure out 4 on there. Why is there a middle section there? Nothing underneath there. I need to figure out which one of these delicious screws I undid to start with and get this board down, and how many of those delicious screws go into the board. So, she's looking good. She's looking really good. Still, on a budget of a £5, not bad at all. So we're back to the Mega Drive 2 as it's supposed to be. Everything's back on. Give it a little bit of wipe. Nothing major or anything. I'm not going over the top with these. They weren't expensive enough. If these cost me 50 quid, I'll be polishing this with anything and everything I could possibly muster. But at the minute, I'm happy with it working. So, screw, 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 screw. There's a metal screw on there which goes through, well, it says holder, but goes to where the voltage regulator is. 2 long screws go in there, and then we get this case. This is how easy the Mega Drive 2 actually is. So on the back, I think I put the small screws because I have 4 that I left over. I've actually bagged up, well, taped up 4. So I'm guessing that actually meant something at the time. And it's not like it's been a million years since I actually started this project. Oh, I thought they were long ones. They're all exactly the same. Okay, so my problem is my screwdriver. I don't think that fits in there. Yeah, need a longer bit. I've gone over here. Still for the magnet. Yeah, just misses it all the time. So all 4 screws in. I don't think I can actually get these ones in the corner here. Can I? I am missing that section there, which I'll assume somebody lost, forgot, played around with, binned even. Will do. That'll do. Better. So I'll probably have a look on eBay, see if I can find one of them plastic sections anyway. I'll give this a little bit more of a clean. For the minute, that's Mega Drive 2 done. So we're with the box. The Mega Drive 1, on the other hand, is a different beast. Board. Now, I have a slight problem with this. The dishwasher didn't do well with the case, although there was a lot of scratches on here. I was hoping that that part might go up on the Mega Drive 2. It doesn't fit, but I'll have a look at possibly cleaning a little. It might just be the salt from the dishwasher that's just been attacking this. If it isn't, then it'll just be as a lost find for a tenner, tested working. It just seems to have gone light grey for some reason. I don't think the dishwasher's done too well on this. So, but let's get it back together again anyway. The LED's there. I need to make sure that's the right way round. With the board. Right. That way around. Yeah, I've got it right for a change. The board goes on there. Now Mega Drive is back together, almost. The headphone socket just pushes onto those 2 plastic pins there. There's powered leads onto 1 plastic pin at the back. It's perfectly secure when everything goes in anyway, so it's kind of held in place. That goes on top of that piece of plastic when this is screwed in, and that holds something else round. Probably the side of that in place anyway, either side of it. Right. Small tip when you put in the LED in, I've broke the original, which is a red one. I don't have a red one, so I have a clear red LED, so it's going to look a little different. Make sure you've got the positive and negative the right way around the diode, otherwise it's not going to light up. But just bend them over, don't just solder in place. You can if you want to. Actually, if you could do it better enough, you put a big LED in there, if you knew it was exactly bang underneath it, and just glow straight through it. Hint for anything, I'm just going to check that the LED actually works. Yeah, there we go, nice and bright. Is make sure everything is probably off and down, otherwise these will not fit on. So, off and down. Now a second. I've also a little tip for you as well. If you're going to put these in the dishwasher, I don't recommend with this plastic. The other ones don't seem to have had any problem, but with this it does seem to have, unless it's just got a bad age. The 2 springs underneath, plus some WD-40 on the springs, they kind of started to rust a little bit anyway. Right, so that's okay. A little bit of a clean on inside there. I said this isn't for me. That's definitely working. That's definitely working. This isn't for me. This is going to go on eBay. I don't need it. Simple as. A lot of screws in this, but your last 6 go in the back. And I do have 6. Always be careful. when you're doing old plastics, because you don't want to drill straight through the plastic. You don't want to damage it. See, I've got a ratchet torque setting on here anyway, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. That worked. That worked. When it goes to, if it slips off the head, I'm not putting any pressure at all. That, when it sounds like it's doing something, like it's about to damage it, then I stop. I don't go any further. I don't want to brake. I'm not here to brake. Lovely. It's quite bright, that. You can tell it's clear. It's not the perfect PlayStation, but it does light up. I could probably put a little bit of paint on there just to dim it down a little bit. Works fine. So, done. Absolutely done. I'll unplug my original power supply for the Sega anyway. Well, for that Sega. So there you go. Mega Drive 1, Mega Drive 2. Both of them work absolutely perfect. That's going on my shelf. That's going on eBay. So, double thumbs up. £5 each. Done. So this is a kind of a hint that if you're going to go to a sale, a car boot, anything that will sell anything like, even just a charity shop, there's some sort of, if it's a games market, these were from Blackpool. These were in a box. There were 6 of them after Dr. Armstrong had his wicked way with a couple of them. But these were just £5 left for doing nothing. Actually, they weren't £5. There were 6 of them for £35. Oh, sorry, £25. So it's even less than that. So it is worth trying to get a bargain. If you just want something that's going to be left for playing one, that's fine. Stick your EverDrive in, stick your games in, play it until you kill it. If you want more of a display piece, which this isn't, then go look somewhere else, because you're not going to find it under a table, under a dealer's table at a car boot. You're only going to find it if you're bloody lucky, or on a loft find. If it's a genuine loft find, a lot of people go, yeah, it was in my loft forever, but you think, yeah, as if. Or you've been underneath a leak for the past 20 years, I don't know. But sometimes you get a good bargain, sometimes you can't. So, with that in mind, go out and find something, go out and fix something yourself. If you've got something that you want to throw into the channel, get in touch. My email address is in, if you go to my channel and go the About section, I've got my email address there. You can get in touch with me. You can email me if you like. If not, I'm on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. I'm in quite a lot. I'll see notification if you send me a message on that one. So yeah, get in touch. If not, do this yourself. Have a go yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.